If I only listened to other people's stories, perhaps I myself would think that it was just a perception that was more respectful than reality. But there are things that, when witnessed directly many times, that feeling gradually goes beyond normal speculation and becomes a very personal, very unforgettable memory in the life of study. During times when we are close by His Holiness, Thumuibe Kadam Kyabje Choje Dongchen Chotrul Rinpoche, His Kadam Narthang Tripa Rinpoche. What makes me remember most deeply is not first and foremost the majestic Dharma sound, not the majestic charisma, but a special scent emanating from his body, a very natural scent of agar wood, not harsh, not strong like perfume, but silently spreading lightly, deeply, and settling, giving the feeling of a long-standing agar wood scent that has been imbued by time and the internal power of cultivating. The strange thing is that the scent often appears more clearly after he preaches the Dharma, or after long Dharma ceremonies or initiations. When I approached his hand, I realized that on that skin there was a very unique scent, not the smell of an incense burner, nor the scent left behind from a magic weapon or clothing, but as if from the body itself naturally emanated a kind of quiet, pure scent. One time after the Dharma conference ended, while respectfully bowing, that scent was so clear that I suddenly stopped for a few seconds, just to feel it carefully, because a very difficult question appeared in my heart. Why can a human body emit such an incense smell? At first, with the observation habits of someone who is used to paying attention to details, I thought maybe it was incense from the incense smoke on the throne. But the more times I get close to him, the more I realize that the scent has a strange stability, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of whether incense is burned or not, and especially at times appears most clearly right at his hands or body heat. It was then that I remembered the teachings in Dhammapada Sutra. Buddha said, "The fragrance of flowers cannot fly against the wind, but the fragrance of a virtuous person spreads against the wind in all directions." In the sutras, the incense of sandalwood, lotus incense, and incense are all mentioned as precious incense, but still cannot compare to the incense of virtue, the incense that arises from pure virtue and internal deeds. Looking back, I feel that what I witnessed in the Master was not simply a sensory phenomenon. It feels like a very natural expression of a long-term purified inner life, because in a true Master, the body is no longer just an ordinary physical body. That body bears the traces of precepts, meditation, chanting, visualization, service, and compassion accumulated over the years. In Shurangama Sutra, in the chapter about Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva, reciting the Buddha's name, there is a very good metaphor. If sentient beings' minds are weak, Buddha's memory is like reciting the Buddha's name. Like a person infected with incense, a friend's fragrance, try to write in the name of fragrance of light and adornment. Temporarily translated, if sentient beings' minds remember Buddha, recite Buddha's name. Then they are like a person embalming incense, naturally having a scent on their body, called using incense and light to adorn themselves. The meaning of the sutra indicates that when the mind is constantly immersed in purity, the body naturally carries the scent of that purity. Fragrance is not created by artifice, but because the mind has been imbued with the taste of the Dharma for a long time, so it manifests itself. The closer I was to His Holiness, Kyabje Choje Dongchen Chotrul Rinpoche, the more clearly I felt one thing. That fragrance did not make a worldly impression, but created a feeling that is very difficult to name. The mind naturally calms down, agitation subsides, and devotion arises without needing explanation. Perhaps because that scent not only touches the sense of smell, but also touches a deeper level of inner feeling. In Tang Nhat A-ham Sutra, Buddha said there are 3 types of incense that fly with and against the wind: precept incense, literary incense, and alms-giving incense. The incense of the precepts is the incense of those who keep the precepts pure. Van incense is the incense of someone who has penetrated the Dharma. Giving incense is the fragrance of a vast mind for the benefit of sentient beings. If we reflect on the sutras, then in a true master, those 3 types of incense are inherently inseparable. The thing that touches me the most is he never said anything about the special things about himself. There was never any exposition, no self-mention. All manifestations are as quiet as the vows of an accomplished person. The deeper, the more hidden, the more magical, the more natural. Later, every time I remembered the smell of incense on his body, I no longer considered it just a strange thing. To me, it feels like a silent reminder that true virtue needs no proof. When the practice is deep enough, even the body can become a place to reveal the taste of Dharma. That incense will eventually dissipate in the wind,